Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another ReaperCast video. Today I wanted to talk about some new cards coming out in the, XC structure deck or the Utopia structure deck. It's essentially going to be a Utopia structure deck given that we're getting so much Utopia support, although they have actually claimed that the structure deck itself will be focusing on the XC's era, meaning they should actually have cards from the other XC's decks as well. But with that being said, today we are going to be talking about a lot of new Utopia support cards that are confirmed to be coming out in the XC structure deck. So with that being said, let's just begin. So the first card we have here is number 99, Utopia Dragner. This is definitely very cool because firstly, if you guys just look at the artwork, it's really good here. I love it. It looks brilliant. But with that being said, let's take a look and see what the effects actually does. So right off the bat here we have a Light Warrior XC's effect monster. It's a rank 12, so definitely quite hefty, but it requires 3 plus level 12 monsters, so again, going to be very difficult to go into. However, it does have 3000 attack and defense. Not as high as you might expect, but perhaps the effects will actually make up for that. So the first and second effects of this card's name can only be used once per turn each. First effect, as a quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, special summon 1 number monster that has a number between 1 and 100 inclusive in its name from your extra deck. This is treated as an XC summon. During the turn you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except XC's monsters. Also, your other monsters cannot attack directly, which is not bad to be honest, because it allows you to spam out any kind of numbers monsters you actually want from your extra deck using this particular effect. However, with that being said, the restriction that you can't actually summon anything else for the rest of this turn aside from XC's monsters is definitely kind of a detriment to this particular deck or the effect itself. So although it's a quick effect, which is definitely fantastic, it does kind of have its setbacks. As for the second effect, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can change its attack to 0. Now if this was actually a quick effect it would be nice, but with that being said, it's not particularly the most amazing because it is still quite vulnerable. Now as you can see here with this particular card, although it's a rank 12 monster, it seems ridiculous. If you can pull it off with some rank up magic spells, that would be fantastic of course, and perhaps there's some spell cards that actually come out later on that might actually support this particular card, because it does seem really ridiculous to go into this card given that the effects are actually quite lackluster to be honest. Like, the first effect is not bad because it does special summon any numbers monsters out there, so there are a lot of good numbers monsters, but even so it's restricted between 1 and 100. However, we move on to the next card here. As expected, we are getting a rank up magic spell. So the artwork firstly looks really amazing, but the card itself is called Hyper Rank Up Magic Hope Force. It's a normal spell card, and the first and second effects of this card's name can only be used once per turn each. So as a first effect, target 1 rank 9 or lower Utopia monster you control, special summon 1 rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic XC's monster from your extra deck by using that monster you control as material. This is treated as an XC summon, transfer its materials to the summoned monster. Not bad if you actually ask me, because this is what we actually need to go into the previous card. I mean, the previous card was definitely something that seemed almost impossible and pretty stupid if you actually look at the design, but with this particular card it definitely makes up for it. Even if it's a hard once per turn, it's fine because either way it's a really good spell effect. Second effect, if an XC's monster is special summoned by a rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic XC's monster effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can target one of those summoned monsters, attach this card to it as material. Definitely fantastic because it allows you to recur certain materials to allow you to activate your effects once more. I definitely really like that. It adds a bit more complexity to the play, so you could actually choose wisely as what you would actually want to go for. But with that being said, let's just move on to the next card here. So the next card is actually called Zexal Field. Very nice. It's actually a field spell. Second effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your cards and effects that target an Xyz monster you control. Definitely fantastic, but it does seem like a very generic effect for Xyz decks in general. So if this card is actually pretty good, then it might actually be possible to tech this into multiple decks. Second effect, if an Xyz monster is special summoned to your field, you can target one of them. Attach one Xyz monster from your extra deck or graveyard to it as material. Not bad at all because it kind of can set you up for certain plays, certain combos, but it is very specific as well, so maybe there's something you could actually try out, but for the meantime, it's just speculation for us and a bit of playtesting just to see how things go. And third effect, during your draw phase, before you draw, you can place one Shining Draw from your deck on top of the deck, which is pretty amazing because to be able to go into Shining Draw is quite fantastic indeed. So I actually am kind of liking this particular field spell. It's really quick, it's really good, and I could see that it could be used in a lot of decks as a tech, you know, if you are actually playing Xyz monsters in your deck itself. However, we are also getting here a confirmed alternate art reprint for number 39 Utopia. I actually really like this, it looks brilliant. I mean, we got the whole astral text for Utopia before, but that's a really expensive card. In this particular case, it's in a structure deck, so it's alternate art and it looks wonderful. I love the art. It looks a bit more of like a different variation of Utopia himself, but it seems like it's in some kind of capsule form. But with that being said, we are also getting some other reprints to confirm here as well. So we have Zubaba Knight, we have Gargaga Magician, Gargaga Girl, we have here Gargaga Clerk, Gargaga Golem, and Shining Draw of course, as well as Double or Nothing, and also High Five the Sky. So a lot of really interesting cards supporting the Xyz era. I am very surprised to see that Go-Go-Go's and Gaga-Gas are actually going to be reprinted here in this structure deck, because to my knowledge, these particular decks or these particular cards and archetypes aren't particularly the most amazing, and structure decks would normally expect you to have really good cards. So I'm sure they have some kind of plan in mind in terms of why they actually would incorporate the Gagagas, the Zubabas, and the Go-Go-Go's. But with that being said, definitely leave me your thoughts as to what you think about all of this. If you enjoyed this video, then drop a like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, it really does help. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.